Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and welcome back to the Lens. If you are not new here, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm Elizabeth, and I review books, movies, television shows, web series that I love and want to share with you. Today I'm just going to go off the cuff because I haven't actually written down all of the points that I want to say about this film. You might already know which one it is. It is I Can Only Imagine 2. After the breakout success of the song I Can Only Imagine, MercyMe's Bart Millard is living the dream with sold-out arenas, a devoted fan base, and a thriving career. However, Millard's past soon threatens the family he's built, especially the fragile bond with his son, Sam. And as he's trying to juggle all of this, he's also trying to juggle working with a brand new opener for the MercyMe band who comes with his own quirks, his own humor, and also his own beauty that really brings this entire film to a beautiful conclusion. We literally have the band back together with J. Michael Finley playing Bart Millard again, and Dennis Quaid reprising his role as Arthur Millard, Bart's late father, and the amazing Trace Adkins, who I loved from the first movie, reprises his role as the band's manager, Scott Brickle. I really can't start the review of this movie before I talk about I Can Only Imagine 1. Now, I loved this film. I really enjoyed it. It really touched me. They were able to communicate how powerful the song I Can Only Imagine was coming out of that context. So I just loved the first movie. The second movie. Now, first of all, shout out to Cindy Bond, who I got to interview as a producer on this film and as a visioneer. She had the vision to do I Can Only Imagine 2 based on the song Even If. And I'm so grateful for that interview. I learned a lot from that interview. However, I will not allow that. Neither will I allow my review of the last movie. Neither will I allow my review of the trailer to make me not give you an honest review of this film. So shout out to her, shout out to the other film, but let's get into it. One thing I really loved about this film, which Cindy did give us a hint about in the interview, was that this was a tear-jerking film. I almost cried like 7 times during this film. The writing, the scenes, the choreography, how they delivered the scenes, how they delivered the lines, all came together in this beautiful fusion that made me believe what was on screen enough to cause my body to react. It's just a testament to the talent behind the film. So I really enjoyed the fact that I could feel what was going on. I could really engage with the story. I also, in real time, had my jaw on the floor. In real time, I laughed, So I found that the film was really great at just being honestly funny, or honestly sad, or honestly so heartfelt, and it was a really great experience watching. The second thing I loved was the humor, especially in the delivery of the dialogue. They had a little bit of this, and I Can Only Imagine 1, but maybe because all of the subject matter was so heavy, I didn't really remember it being as funny or as playful as this one was. And let me tell you something, it had a healthy dose of really sad moments that made you really think about the Lord, about how life really is like a vapor. And then they had some really happy moments. It just reminds you that real life is not that serious. You had the balance of the two. Like, you can have fun, but you can also have like those low moments. And I don't know how they were able to do it. Kudos to all of the actors, especially the actors that played the band MercyMe, including J. Michael Finley. Really, really great job. I just felt like I would love to be on the road with these guys because they just seem like so much fun. Once again, another film that does not feel cheap. Thank you. I think that very first opening scene, which you also see in the trailer, was immaculate. Absolutely. I didn't even know a stadium like that even existed. It looks so wonderful. It's not like you need to have a lot of money to make a great movie, but when you do have that money to make sure that the sets look really good and real and you almost want to live there, it's always a good thing. The other thing that I really enjoyed about I Can Only Imagine 2 was this kind of semi-shifted focus from Bart to somebody else, yet being able to still use Bart's story and put it parallel to somebody else's story, specifically Tim's story, Bart's current story, Tim's story, and then Bart's past story in I Can Only Imagine 1, and how they all work together to tell an amazing narrative that had an epic conclusion with the final song. I just felt like that was so well done. To be honest, there are some moments where I just felt like, why do we keep going back to number one? I want to really enjoy number two. But there was so much in number one. It really was the foundation that even if, or I can only imagine two, needed to stand on. I had a love and not love relationship with that part, but I felt like how they weaved these three stories, Bart's struggle right now with writing a new song and struggle with his son, Tim's struggles, and then Bart almost reliving his struggles in I can only imagine one, very well choreographed and a really great climax at the moment of that last final song. Okay, some of the things that I didn't exactly enjoy, which are very few and far between. There was one singular scene, and if you watch the movie, you might know what it is, where I was like, but we're believers. Like, even if that happened in real life, even if that actually happened, please don't put that on screen. I was a little bit surprised that they included it. And I was just thinking, even if that actually happened in real life and they just reenacted it for us, I would have left it out. I feel like if the truth of these spiritual implications of that could be revealed, I think that they probably wouldn't have done it. I don't know if they had the information to be able to know. And plus, in North America, there are a lot of things that we just do, that we just pick up and we just do because it's become part of our culture, but it's not godly, especially because this is a family film. Kids can be watching it and they go on the playground and do this exact same thing. And it can have some heavy spiritual implications. So please be careful. Even though your child is a believer, they can put themselves into dangerous places. So anyways, not to scare you from watching the film, but I would just say that when you see that scene, which I'm pretty sure you'll probably recognize what scene it is, do your research, see what it's about. If you feel like, oh, it's not a big deal, I don't have to talk to my kids about it, no problem. If you feel like it probably is a big deal, probably want to sit down with your children and talk about it before they do something creative at school, I would definitely do that. Another thing that I really loved was the end of the film. I felt like that was the perfect triumphant ending to a really great film. That song was powerful, and I understood when Cindy was talking about that there was a scene that got everyone up in the audience just worshiping God. I saw that scene. It was a beautiful scene. Absolutely beautiful. You have to see it. That's all I have to tell you. You have to see it. And now, the most obvious question you can ask of a sequel is, how did it compare to the original? This was a tough one for me. I have to say, honestly, I feel like they're on par with each other. And I say that because I feel like there was more laughs, there were more sad moments, there were higher stakes, there was more music, there was more insight, there was more love, there was more of everything, but I don't think it was better. I just think there was just more. And usually that never happens. Usually the sequels are worse than the originals, and we just wish that you would have left that alone. But in this case, no. Give me more of everything that I love, and I'm happy. And sometimes you go to a restaurant, you have a great meal, and you don't want them to add anything to it. You don't want to, you can give me more of it, but I don't want you to add like strawberries or whatever to my pasta. No, don't do that. Don't reinvent it. Don't try to make it better. I loved it this way, and I came back because I wanted to get the same taste in my mouth. That's all. You know what I mean? So probably talking like this because I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. When I tell you I'm hungry, I'm hungry. But to be honest, loved the film. Just felt like I couldn't have asked for more. I probably wouldn't have wanted to ask for more. I thought it was a great film. I thought it was a great story. I thought it was a great song to talk about. And the idea of being grateful is such a powerful weapon against the trials of life, against the hardships of life. Just being able to look back and say, God, I thank you for this. I thank you for that. And in a moment, you just change your focus. There's a beautiful song. I don't know if it's him. I think it's just a song. Oh, turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in his wonderful face. And the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory and grace. You should go and see this film. Honestly, I feel like it will touch you in all of the best ways. It will leave you with a message of hope, of gratitude, even in the midst of grief. And it's a beautiful song. You need to be reminded of the places where some of these songs are forged from. Powerful places. That's it for me, and I will see you next time in a new video. Bye. Wrong hand. Don't I usually use this hand? I was like, that did not seem right. Bye.